We're Kim and Al. We have been planning our escape from a fast-paced corporate life since we met 10 years ago. Freedom 45. This year, we finally pulled the ripcord. We quit our jobs, sold our home in the city, bought a property in the sticks, and are building an off-grid home ourselves. We're excited to share our experience as we create our new life on the North River. We were able to complete the septic bed. It's now functional. It's been raining on and off, but luckily not so much so that Al was able to start digging the foundation for the enclosure. Thank goodness. We're going to grade the land and make it pretty as time allows, but for now, we have switched gears and are focusing on the enclosure. It's getting cooler at night. Fall is definitely here. As my grandma used to say, everything changes in the twinkling of an eye. Now we get to experience our new town in the fall. We'll use the leftover stone from the field bed for our foundation, but it won't be enough. We'll need another truckload. It should be easier to spread and level if we can get the driver to dump it dead center in the hole that Al dug. I can already picture us sitting on our couch by the wood stove.
Greetings from hole number 2. This one is not the same as the other hole. This is 30 feet long, 26 feet wide. This is for our foundation for the enclosure.
Which is basically a temporary structure while we're living here so that we have something warm in the winter.
Yeah, the foundation's going to be permanent, but what we set on top might not necessarily be what we're going to have in the long run. Like, the idea is that we'll put the walls up, they'll sit on top of the bolts that come out of the cement, and we'll bolt it all down, but we'll screw it together with construction screws as opposed to nailing everything, so that we can take those walls down and take the whole thing apart. So it'll be kind of modular. That way, if we don't want to leave it permanent, then we can take it down and do something else.
Or if we just wanted to, you know, if we decide later on that we want it to be more functional than just a garage, or we want to have a space above it, or, you know, we just don't know right now. So we're just doing it as a temporary structure.
Quick and dirty to make a little cottage system. It's going to be 12 feet high. Like in the interior will be 20 by 24, and the ceiling will be 12 feet high. So effectively a loft style structure, and it's going to be a flat roof, just tilted at a very, you know, just a small slope, so that we can have water sheet off into a gutter on one side, and then we'll bring that down into our rain barrel.
And so it's pretty cool. We've had actually not the greatest weather for this here. It's been raining on and off, but not so much so that Al couldn't work out in the rain. I wouldn't have worked out in the rain with that amount of rain, but he's a machine, and he was out here, and in 2 days he had this hole dug. So really excited about the progress, because, you know, that could have been a worry with the weather. So
we were just plugging through. It wasn't super cold, and like I was saying to Kim, I'm pretty warm-blooded, so if it's raining, I really don't care, as long as I'm not cold. And, you know, I just put a sweater on, and I was pretty soaked through everywhere, but shmeh, we got to get her done. So as Kim mentioned, so in the meantime, we weren't sure if we were going to get our sand today. I called my buddy Brian and talked to him about what I wanted to do. He was kind enough to come out last night, took a look in the hole, and just we talked about my plan, and then he made some recommendations as to specifically what material that he recommended. Then he's going to bring that. Well, then he said he would try to bring it to us 2 o'clock today, and, you know, I mean, he's always a champ. So he's like, can't promise you. Not only did he bring the load and drop it off, he might even bring us another one if we had this spread in time. But being 4 o'clock right now as we're talking to you, likely not. Very kind. He's been very kind. He's lending Al a tamper. Yeah, a compactor, like a little gas-powered compactor. Because I told him, I said, he's all, compact's really nice. I'm like, I hope so, because I'm going to be doing it with a sledgehammer and a block. He's like, oh God. He's like, I think I can get you an actual compactor, but, you know, he's all, I can't promise you that either. And then today he's like, I can get it to you, and I just got to go for a short drive and pick it up from his place. Yeah. So we're pretty pleased. And so because we didn't know if we were going to be getting the gravel today, we decided to hook up basically dig that trench finally for the surface panel, so that basically we don't have a wire running across our lawn anymore. Kimmy got to use the backhoe. I did. It was very fun. At the end, I had to let Al take over and be the champ and the pro with the more difficult stuff by just the roots and that around the stump, and I just have a couple more hours on it, so I'm just run a little smoother. But Kim picked it right up. But that is very fun. Yeah. It's a good time. Tractor's a fun time. So we're having a good time. We just actually had a sun shower. It wasn't supposed to rain today at all, but we did get a sun shower, but it looks like it's passed right over. And so we're going to be able to finish getting that all filled back in. You can't see it because it's on the other side of the camera. There's a dump truck load of compacting gravel that's just sitting there waiting for me to shove around with the Kubota that we just about got stuck in the trench. That was fun. So we want to get the trench filled back in, but obviously the enclosure is still always our priority. The only thing about the trench is it's kind of in the middle of everywhere, so we do have to get it, filled in relatively quickly, regardless. Tomorrow we got to get up bright and early and rip to the city to bring in our furnace. Our furnace went kaput in the trailer, brand new as it is, so it's covered under warranty, so we're happy about that. But there's a sail switch inside. I won't get into the details right now, but it's just a switch that's supposed to notify the rest of the system that there's air flowing through, so that it can ignite the gas. And it's touch and go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's very frustrating. And it's cooler at night here now. We just started using the furnace, so the fact that it's not working, it's a worry. So we want to make sure that we get that fixed and getting battened down before it gets colder. Like what we're doing is, since it's been sunny for the last few days, at least on and off, we just use the solar power and run our little space heater. And that's enough it's a small trailer, it's only 20 feet inside, so it gets toasty pretty quick and dries out the condensation from the night before. But yeah, drip right on my face. Yeah. We're getting sprinkles from the trees here. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try to fill this back in and fill that line back in as well. So, do we want to talk a little bit about that? The trench is 2 feet deep,
and that's where the wire is, and then we fill in a foot.
So there's different, like in Ontario code, as far as I could read and figure out, is got a couple of options. If you use conduit, you'd only have to go down, I believe, 12 inches. You can go even shallower if you put down pressure treated lumber below, like to protect it above the wire, and I think at that point you can go, I think 8 inches or 6 inches, something like that. But the easiest, when you have no rocks or obstructions in the way, which is just clay and sand that we have to dig, if you go down 2 feet, then you put the wire at the 2-foot mark all the way across, then you backfill it a foot, then you put the electrical tape, like it's just this very robust tape that says caution, electrical tape buried. So if someone were to start digging and didn't think to figure out where the wires are, or we sold the place and didn't leave a plan behind, when you start to dig, you'll hit that tape and it's pull it up and you'll know that there's wire below hopefully before you go and cut it.
It's the same thing that Al used for the solar panel when we were doing the utility shed as well.
Grounding plate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's where we're at.
Yep.
Pretty excited. For all the worry of the weather, it really is. Things keep falling into place, and we're just hoping that it stays warm enough for us to finish this foundation and get ourselves in there and
tucked away nice and snug.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
Bye now.
See you.
I was thinking about you, like drinking some TV. Felt like I was drinking one more sip and here we go. Close your eyes, get some rest. I'm by your side. Lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day. But I'm right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna